Hello friends, my name is Manoj Padi and welcome to Founders Talk.
A question is often asked, how come big tech companies like Google, TikTok, Facebook and LinkedIn did not think about the decentralization of web that Fansial did in 2014 when it was founded by inventing the city-centric tiny web islands? To give you a context, Fansial analyzed and approached this problem two ways. First, businesses who are engaged in e-commerce and exports beyond city boundaries and businesses who don't. Secondly, the whole business space can be further classified to various categories. These were not rocket science, but just common sense, even known to everyone 25 years back. But the people who invented search engine, they were not thinking like us. Our simple categorizing and business listing ad tech solution was possible even 25 years back when search engines was created for search information. So why engineers at Google thought that the generic search engine was equally good enough even for businesses, and Facebook thought that their friend-follower system, which was invented for friends, would work for businesses as well. Hard to say why they decided to go with one-size-fits-all search and social. But in retrospect, we can only guess. They probably never thought that a simpler business-only solution was possible when the operating field was giant ocean like World Wide Web. Their one-size-fit-all search or social was never suitable for businesses whose basic need was to be visible to customers of their own city. The sponsor list created by Fansial is based on a fan commerce sponsor number, FCSN, that is database-driven. That means filtering data from a locally role-based, WOW-categorized subscribed list when the user searches a deal on a pre-advertised URL. When we say WOW-categorized, we talk about this wheel of wonder, which is just a better way of representing business categories. WOW expands to wheel of wonder. In each city, we can have max 5,000 to 10,000 businesses of each WOW category. In some categories, like bidding, even lesser. So why these 5,000 or more businesses need to be thrown into a global World Wide Web ocean by giving them a free business page and attaching a few SEO keywords, hoping to be discovered by a search engine with mercy of algorithm? Wouldn't it be better to just create a database of that city and list them, as there are no out-of-city consumers? So why not list them and announce a URL like citydfw.techmalls.com or dfw.malls2go.com or dfw.localmalls2go.com or dfw.carmalls2go.com or dfw.service2buy.com. Today we can't definitely say that how many businesses of what kind are present in each city, and without this data, a new business cannot compute consumer demand and keep opening businesses which may fail because of demand saturation. Coming to your question, why Google and Facebook didn't think about our island-like fan web concept for businesses 25 and 20 years back, we strongly believe that they were super excited about their achievement of the information search engine, that they didn't realize that most businesses sell product and services locally, and a list would have been better. Offering their generic search engine for local businesses was a flawed idea then and even now, when it is offered with a map, because first, it doesn't list all the businesses, and second, it is again search that is algorithm-driven, which keep changes based on their revenue and gathered data. Many of you wondered how different is the Fansial ad tech from that of the ad tech offered by Facebook, Google and TikTok. At Fansial, we offer unique FCSN to sponsors, a unique FCBN to buyers, and a unique FCTN to talents. With these numbers, they can sign up on the zones they need on specific roles we offer on our premium domains. We create either city or category specific URLs that further filter your list search. We also offer a localized global communication system that is spam-free, as no one can send you anything without your approval. We don't expose local businesses to a global list to improve visibility of global. We encourage local collaboration among non-competing businesses to use each other's location for pickups and delivery. We don't have to track users as they tell us their purpose of visiting using roles. By giving a unique ID to each user after we receive a one-time payment from a legitimate bank, we increase trust in our network, like Facebook, Google and TikTok. Someday Fansial also may have 1 billion users or even more than that, but most of them would be using their city-specific URLs. as we don't offer any global search unless the targeted audience of a business is global, which is typically reserved for import, export, and shipped items within a country. Each one of 1 billion users got roles, and they operate in specific premium domain, and they have to switch role if they are changing domain for another activity. For each activity, we offer separate URLs that is available to only specific roles. Companies like Google, Facebook, TikTok, who have been engaged in spying users to target business ads, scrambled to change their algorithm that became ineffective overnight. When privacy rules were tightened by Apple and Europe as users hated and resisted to get tracked and profiled, their invasive adtech business model flopped overnight as the search and social profiling data became invalid. Google owns Android OS and Chrome browser. Hence, Android users and Chrome users are still vulnerable to privacy. You would agree with us that after 25 and 20 years, the search and social media turned blind because their user spying capabilities have been degraded by a user's determination of not to be tracked while using their free services, technology like Apple's privacy update, and laws like Europe. Note that 1 billion unmanageable members in World Wide Web is a crowd, and no one in this world can control such big crowd as bad guys are bound to sneak in. A hacker sitting in Russia or China has no fear of FBI catching them. FBI could arrest some financial scammers in India, but that is not effective as we still get calls by scammers who got an eye on our bank account. Keeping investors happy and making profit with a large, unverified user base can't be at cost of making life of subscribers hell with spying, tracking, profiling, spamming, scamming, fake news, and above all, crimes have been committed beyond country boundaries. Companies like Facebook and Google can sure monetize 1 billion unmanageable users, but when a smaller competitor like Fansial comes with an efficient and privacy-focused, localized island web model that offers more localized service with a talent payment model, they become vulnerable to quitting of paid users. When businesses who advertise flee their billion-user quantitative, web-only, giant ocean-like platform in World Wide Web and subscribe to the more human, less web qualitative, city-focused, localized listing company like Fansial, who will pay for their free services to users. Wouldn't that be the beginning of the end of an inefficient ad tech model that had the opportunity to fine-tune for businesses? There are even bigger legal problems for big tech. Google was recently blamed for monopoly. Texas government sued TikTok for making children vulnerable. Facebook did that a few years ago. There are countless lawsuits that will harm to these companies, and probably they have to pay a fine and get away. But the superior technology that Fansial brought could mean end of their monopoly in World Wide Web as the commerce is shifted to island like FanWeb in every city. Human race cannot be treated as a commodity in waiting to be exploited and can't be targeted to make profit by endangering their family time, mental peace, bank account and life. A lot of cybercrimes are happening beyond country boundaries, and hackers, scammers and spammers know who we are. That's because our profiles and phone numbers have been leaked, and machines dial millions of people like us when we pick up phone. The machine bring the people at other end. This madness must stop. Our subscribers deserve to mingle with friends over spending time in social media. Holding them more time for profit is unethical. So we have designed a system where a job seeker can unsubscribe from Job Zone after finding a job. There is no point in wasting his time in receiving endless job-related calls that is common nowadays, as companies like Dice, Indeed, LinkedIn allow them to harvest our job profiles. We are ending that profile harvesting for future to make junk unwanted calls by defining roles. Around 2012, when voice-over IP technology was invented and became popular, some stupid people decided that voice-over IP phones can be given to unverified people outside country boundaries. What a stupid idea that was, because phone was initially designed with a geographical code, because someone decided to make profit from voice-over IP technology and regulators allowed it without thinking consequences. Now we get overseas junk calls with caller IDs with our first 6 numbers same. ATAN, DT and Verizon can't stop junk calls, and even if we block, they call using another number. Spammers are dumping emails on our mailbox without our consent. They target us for phishing to steal our passwords. You often wonder, can all these nonsense be ever stopped? The answer is yes, we are stopping it. At Fansial, we're trying to fix all those big tech mess that they couldn't fix it since the last 2 decades or more. We are a problem-solving company, and we developed our Infinity One platform to stop all of the above nonsense. In 2 to 3 years, you will notice that we solved most of the problems of World Wide Web using common sense with a privacy must approach. By common sense, we mean if customers are expected to be local, we just create a database of customers of the city who would pay for talent promotion during our events. More humans are paid as they bring value to those 5,000 local businesses who sponsor them. A clothing merchant may not spend on singing talents and may prefer to spend on fashion models while showcasing products during a singing concert. This is collaboration. A restaurant, grocery store, an event center and clothing merchant may choose to collaborate to improve ticket sales, lunch distribution, selling food and apparels during concert. Now this is not happening. Coming back again to your question, why Google and Facebook failed to think like ForFans? We would guess since their designed search and social were generating huge data in every second, their focus moved to analyze those big data, and hence machine learning and AI techniques came in. Even now, the big tech companies are competing to win the artificial intelligence race and have no intention to solve your customer finding problem. We are left with no doubt that the big tech companies first fell victim to their own bad design of a giant World Wide Web and got further trapped into the maze of big data, machine learning and AI that they can't get out now. They're giants, and ForFans is like an ant before them. So they don't expect a smaller company like ForFans can dent their supremacy in World Wide Web. ForFans can be a giant killer until you all on board as sponsor in your respective cities. Now that you know about the ad tech model of ForFans is different and superior to that of Facebook, Google, TikTok and LinkedIn, are you going to apply for your fan commerce sponsorship number? Please visit to watch other Founders Talk episodes. Watch the Wheel of Wonder carefully. If you have a business, you would find a zone in this. So, when you onboard, you must pick your city and zone. We create the city when you apply your fan commerce sponsorship number. We don't want to create all the cities of world first where we don't have any sponsor. We would like you to know, unlike the traditional lure track business ad tech model followed by Google, Facebook and TikTok, we follow privacy must approach. We will never push you ads, but keep telling about the specific URLs where you can find deals posted. We will keep telling until your search habit is switched from Google algorithm-based search to Fansial's database-based local search. Subscription-based services businesses pay a nominal yearly fan commerce subscription fee to access and promote their products within the appropriate zones and roles. This eliminates the need for traditional ad targeting based on user data. Event sponsorship and fan commerce for Fansi registered trademark encourages businesses to sponsor local events and engage with fans directly, creating a more personal and community-oriented advertising experience. This model promotes local talent and businesses, fostering direct connections between sponsors and their audiences. No free service model. Unlike platforms that offer free services in exchange for user data, ForFans registered trademark charges for its services up front, ensuring that its business model does not depend on user tracking and data monetization. By focusing on these principles, ForFans registered trademark aims to provide a more ethical and privacy-respecting alternative to traditional ad tech models. To know more about Fansial, please visit or text to +19729488978.